You're being manipulated right now, your mind shaped by forces you can't see. We'll reveal 11 dark psychology tricks used to control you, from anchoring to gaslighting. Most people never notice, but once you see, you can't unsee. Number 11 will disturb you. Watch to the end. Number 1. Manipulators use the truth against you, in a technique known as gaslighting by omission, where they deliberately withhold information to distort your perception of reality. Imagine a partner who consistently fails to mention important details, like a meeting or a conversation, making you question your own memory and sanity, as seen in the case of the emotional manipulation of Linda Bloodworth Thomason, where her partner's manipulation led her to doubt her own sanity. For instance, they might say, "I never said that," or "that never happened," even when you're certain it did, causing you to feel uncertain and lose trust in yourself. This subtle form of psychological abuse has devastating effects on a person's mental health, leading to anxiety, depression, and even suicidal thoughts. As we delve deeper into the world of dark psychology, the tactics become increasingly sinister, but none as perilous as the last, which we'll explore in the final revelation, and I'll say it now, number 11 is the most soul-crushing of them all, leaving you defenseless. But for now, let's move on to the next item, as the darkness unfolds. Number 2. Our faces can betray us in the blink of an eye, revealing our true emotions through micro-expressions of disapproval. This phenomenon, discovered by Paul Ekman, reveals that when we're displeased or disagree with someone, our facial muscles involuntarily contort into a brief, involuntary expression, often lasting less than a second. For instance, imagine a manager listening to an employee's excuse for being late, forcing a smile while their eyes narrow and brows furrow, instantly conveying doubt. The employee, picking up on this cue, becomes defensive, and the conversation escalates. The consequences of being on the receiving end of such a micro-expression can be devastating, making us feel judged, belittled, or even attacked. As we navigate these treacherous social waters, it's crucial to recognize the subtle, yet powerful, role micro-expressions play in our interactions. And now, as we move on to the next item, remember that each of these dark psychology tricks builds upon the last, culminating in the most perilous one of all, number 11, which will leave you questioning everything. But first, let's delve into the darker aspects of human behavior that can manipulate and deceive, setting the stage for the ultimate revelation. Number 3. The foot in the door technique is a tactic where an individual agrees to a small, insignificant request, only to be asked for a larger, more substantial favor afterwards, as seen in a study by Friedman and Fraser, where homeowners who displayed a small, "Be a safe driver" sign were more likely to later agree to display a large, unsightly sign reading "Drive carefully," a staggering 76% compliance rate, compared to only 17% of those who were asked directly to display the larger sign, and this technique can have devastating consequences, such as being manipulated into committing a crime, and as we delve deeper into the darker corners of human psychology, the tactics become increasingly sinister, and it's astonishing to think that the most dangerous technique is yet to come, one that can dismantle a person's entire sense of self. And now, we're about to explore the next item on our list, but be warned, the further we go, the more you'll realize that number 11 is the most insidious of all. As we move on to the next dark psychology trick, the question remains, what other secrets are lurking in the shadows, waiting to be uncovered? Number 4. Manipulators use emotional labeling to attribute fabricated emotions to their victims, making them question their own feelings, as seen in a therapist's office where a patient is told they're angry when they're simply confused, leading to a downward spiral of self-doubt and confusion, like a maze with no escape, where the patient becomes trapped in a web of perceived emotions, with the therapist holding the strings, and as the patient struggles to find their way out, the therapist subtly weaves in more labels, further entangling the patient. And as we delve deeper into the darkest corners of human psychology, we begin to realize that each trick is a thread in a larger tapestry, and the next item on our list will reveal another crucial aspect of this twisted game. But for now, let's just say that the most dangerous trick is Yet to come, and as we near the end of our journey, the question remains, what's the most devastating trick of all, the one that will leave you breathless and questioning everything, and that's the sinister secret of number 11, the most dangerous of all. Uncover the shadows within, subscribe to stay vigilant. Number 5. Manipulators often play on cognitive biases, inherent flaws in our thinking that can lead to irrational decisions, as seen in the 2008 financial crisis where investors, influenced by the confirmation bias, ignored warnings of a looming economic downturn, continuing to invest in the market, only to suffer devastating losses, a stark reminder of how biases can cloud judgment. And now, the question is, how far can this manipulation go? Will we ever be able to break free from the shackles of our own minds, as we dive deeper into the darkness, and as we approach the end of our journey? One question lingers: what terrors await us at number 11, the most insidious of them all? But for now, let's proceed to the next item, where the truth gets even darker. Number 6. The door-in-the-face tactic is a masterful manipulation technique where an initial extreme request is made, only to be rejected, and then followed by a more moderate request, which is more likely to be accepted. For instance, a salesman might ask a customer to buy the most expensive product, and after being turned down, offer a second, less expensive option, making it seem like a reasonable compromise. The customer, feeling relieved that the first request was rejected, is more likely to accept the second offer, thinking they've gained the upper hand. A car dealer uses this to sell a car, starting with a price so high it's ridiculous. The customer laughs and says no, feeling a sense of control. The dealer then lowers the price to something still higher than market value, but now it seems like a deal. The customer signs, unaware they've been played. As we explore these dark tactics, you begin to see how easily they can be applied. A salesman stands in front of a whiteboard with prices, a customer looks confused in a car dealership, a person signs a contract with a pen, a shadowy figure observes from the corner. But nothing can prepare you for the horror that awaits, and I must warn you, the last trick, number 11, is the most insidious of them all, a secret so dark, it will leave you questioning your own sanity. Will you be ready for it? Number 7. Lowballing for compliance is a tactic where an individual makes an initial request that is so insignificant, it's almost impossible to refuse, only to later increase the ask. For instance, imagine a charity worker asking for a mere $1 donation to feed starving children, to which most people would readily agree, but then proceeding to explain the benefits of recurring donations and eventually soliciting a monthly commitment, taking advantage of the individual's initial concession. This psychological mechanism exploits the human tendency to reciprocate and be consistent in our actions, creating a snowball effect where we become increasingly entangled in commitments we wouldn't have initially agreed to. As we delve deeper into the darker aspects of human psychology, we begin to unravel the threads of our own vulnerabilities. A subtle glance at a pedestrian's wallet, a faint whisper in the ears of a naive investor, and the trap is set. But there's more, for the real manipulation has only just begun to reveal its sinister face. And remember, the most chilling tactic is yet to come, the one that will leave you questioning everything, as we'll uncover in number 11, the most dangerous trick of them all. And now, the curtain draws, awaiting the next sinister reveal. Number 8. The "that's not all" technique is a cunning tactic where an offer is made, only to be immediately enhanced, creating an illusion of added value, as seen in a famous 1984 study by Berger, where a customer was offered a $1 cookie, then told it came with a free cup of coffee, resulting in increased perceived value. People in a coffee shop eagerly await their free coffee. A barista expertly brews a cup of coffee. This technique preys on the human desire for a good deal, and when exploited, it can lead to a significant increase in sales, as customers feel they're getting more for their money. A customer excitedly holds up their cookie and coffee. But beware, for it's not just harmless sales tactics that we'll be exploring, and as we count down to the most sinister of them all, remember, the most dangerous one is yet to come, and I'm not just talking about the next item, but the one that will leave you questioning everything. And as we transition to our next item, ask yourself, are you ready to face the darkness within? Uncover the shadows of the human mind. Subscribe to stay vigilant. Number 9. Manipulators often use the tactic of playing the victim to garner sympathy and control. This is a classic example of gaslighting, where an individual will feign victimhood to deflect blame, gain attention, and exploit the goodwill of others. Consider a workplace scenario where a colleague constantly complains about being overworked and underappreciated, while in reality, they are not pulling their weight. As others begin to feel sorry for this person and offer help, the manipulator gains an advantage, receiving special treatment and exemptions from responsibilities. This can lead to a toxic work environment where the actual victims, the colleagues who are picking up the slack, become drained and resentful. The consequences can be severe, with the manipulator rising through the ranks while genuine contributors are left behind. As we explore the depths of dark psychology, it becomes clear that each tactic is a thread in a complex web of manipulation. And as we near the end of our list, it's worth noting that the most dangerous tactic of all may be yet to come, the one that will stop at nothing to achieve its goal. But first, let's proceed to the next item on our list, where the stakes are about to get even higher. Number 10. Love bombing is a manipulative tactic where an individual showers their target with excessive affection and attention, only to exploit their emotional vulnerability later. This can be observed in the way a cult leader lavishes their followers with praise and adoration, making them feel seen and heard, but ultimately controlling their every move. Consider a real-life example where a partner showers their significant other with gifts and affection, only to become increasingly possessive and controlling, dictating what they wear, who they talk to, and where they go. The consequence is a loss of autonomy and a deep-seated fear of abandonment, making the victim more susceptible to further manipulation. As we delve deeper into the darkest recesses of human psychology, it becomes clear that the most insidious tactics are those that prey on our deepest desires. And speaking of which, the next item on our list is the most dangerous of all, one that can destroy even the strongest of wills, but that's a topic for the next point. Will you be prepared to face the darkness that lurks within? Number 11. Neurolinguistic programming for coercive control, a manipulation technique where an individual uses language to influence and dominate another's thoughts and actions. This is achieved through mirroring, anchoring, and reframing, creating a false sense of rapport and trust. Consider a cult leader who uses NLP to convince followers that they are the only ones who truly understand them, making them more susceptible to the leader's every command. The consequence is a loss of autonomy and individuality, as followers become mere puppets under the leader's control. As we delve deeper into the darker aspects of human psychology, it becomes clear that the line between influence and manipulation is perilously thin. And now, as we conclude our exploration of these 11 dark psychology tricks, the question remains, what other secrets lie hidden in the shadows of the human mind, waiting to be uncovered, and what will be the ultimate cost of this knowledge? The threads of deception weave a dark tapestry, revealing that the most sinister manipulations often hide in plain sight. Can you truly say you've never been a pawn in someone's game of psychological chess? Next, we'll uncover the antidotes to these dark tactics. Subscribe for the unvarnished truth.